Hey guys, welcome to today's devotion. Today we are going to look at God smiles when we obey. Have you ever asked yourself, what does we mean by the term obedience? Have you ever thought to yourself, what does it mean to obey God? What does it mean to obey your parent? What does it mean to obey even your friendship? But by the end of this devotion, I think we will have a clear picture on what it means when we say God smiles when we obey. Let's begin. God smiles when we obey Him wholeheartedly. That means doing whatever God asks without reservation or hesitation. You don't procrastinate and say, I'll pray about it. You do it without delay. Every parent knows that delayed obedience is really disobedience. God doesn't owe you an explanation or reason for everything He asks you to do. Understanding can wait, but obedience can't. Instant obedience will teach you more about God than a life of Bible discussions. In fact, you will never understand some commands until you obey them first. Obedience unlocks understanding. Often we try to offer God partial obedience. We want to pick and choose the commands we obey. I'll attend church, but I won't tithe. I'll read my Bible, but won't forgive the person who hurts me. Wholeheartedly obedience is done joyfully, with enthusiasm. The Bible says that in Psalms chapter 102, that obey Him gladly. This is the attitude of David. As we can look in Psalms chapter 119 verse 33, it says, just tell me what to do and I will do it. Lord, as long as I live, I'll wholeheartedly obey. Even as we look in James chapter 2 verse 24, James says that. James is speaking to Christians, saying, we please God by what we do and not by what we believe. So, also, even we can look in the book of John chapter 14 verse 15, it says that, why is obedience so pleasing to God? Have you ever thought of that? It's because it proves you really love Him. Jesus said, if you love me, you'll obey my commands. Now, let's look at the verse for today before we wrap it up. In Psalms chapter 119 verse 33, it says, teach me, Lord, the ways of your decree, that I may follow it to the end. Also in Psalm 102, worship the Lord with gladness. Come before Him with joyful songs. Also in James chapter 2, verse 24, it says, you see that a person is considered righteous by what they do and not by faith alone. So the last one, it's in John chapter 14, verse 15. It says, if you love me, keep my command. I believe you've learned something about obedience when it comes to God's matter. God will smile when you obey everything that I've tried to show you in all these verses in my devotion for today. See you guys in the next one.